wonder how long is that car gonna last before it would need a new engine. This is funny and stupid at the same time. Suburban Tahoe. And Suburban's going to pull out Tahoe because Tahoe has a seized engine. Ladies and gentlemen, and we continue with our, I don't know, mission, if you can call it like that, to help people of Ukraine through their army by sending them vehicles like this.
Добрий день, шановні друзі. Ми вам дуже вдячні за вашу постійну допомогу, де Павло і Юрій нам постійно допомагають генераторами одягу.
Zbichado is a charity organization in Ukraine. There are a lot of great people working there on Ukrainian territory. Zbichado is working together with all great people in organizations such as AppCorp, who donate anything to people in Ukraine in these difficult and dangerous times. You can find more information about it in the description below.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are in front of a building where very nice people are, and these very nice people, they work for this company who are doing a lot for the people of Ukraine, the army of Ukraine, and so on and so forth. And you can see everything on the shots and short videos how they volunteer to support, and they also donated some of their money to help us ship vehicles to Ukrainian army. So I'll put all the links in the description below. You can always reach out to them. They have a lot of different offices, and they work in the medical field. So thanks for your support. So we got 2 vans of humanitarian aid. So we're gonna unload it. And this company right here is very nice to help us ship it. So let me tell you a story about this car. The story about this car is, I'm gonna fast forward, how to make your neighbor suffer right at the time when he needs help more than anybody else. Now back to this car. This vehicle, it was donated, yes, it was donated by Hillside service station. It's also a Gulf gas station in Valhalla, New York. So the owner of the station had this, that he bought it of one of his customers. This car needs an engine. We had to basically move this vehicle. They had to move this vehicle. I had to move the vehicle from where he had to move it from, and so on and so forth. He says, listen, as long as it's for a good cause, take it. So another good people, it's a company called AppCorp. They are located in Illinois. I'm gonna put all the links in the description. I'm going to try to put somewhere here, their logos or whatever names, so you can read on it. So anyway, Appcore is the company. They do something in healthcare. Not sure exactly what they do, but I know that it's home health and home care type of thing. Anyway, they are paying to ship 2 vehicles to Ukraine. This is one of them. And of course, I'm buying parts, providing transportation, and organizing things with other volunteers that are also contributing a lot. Everybody's contributing a lot to this, but they are on the other side of this planet, basically. Yeah. So everybody's trying to chip in. The times are pretty hard. You can get that many donations that you need, but let me show you what we got here. So let me tell you the story. You see these 2 buildings right here. Imagine this is a dead-end street. The owner of this property has a pretty decent property, and he had a building here. The building burned down years ago, and he started using this as a basically parking lot, not thinking, not knowing what else he's gonna do in the future. This building right here, the owners of this building, there's a couple of owners. It's a corporation. It's an office building. They rent out offices. They also own another property right behind this one, and basically, they are neighbors. What else can I say? They are neighbors. This is dead-end street, and on this dead-end street we have one residential house, completely independent, and another residential house that belongs to the owner of this building. Owners. Now, as far as the problem, one of the partners who owns this property, it just happened to be that he owns a towing company that also that's also part of a AAA club. Something. I don't know how. It's basically if you have a flat tire, if you need a tow or something, the club authorizes this towing service to be authorized representative of the club that will help its members. Something like that, if you didn't know that. For a small yearly fee, whatever, members get this certain amount of tows, battery jumps, and other little things. So this guy decided that he's gonna call this guy and try to give him some hard time about the cars that are parked in the parking lot. So the cars that are parked in the parking lot belongs to me earlier mentioned few times, Hillside Service Station, which is a repair shop and a gas station. They needed more space to park since they service the owner. So since they service cars of the owner of this property, which has another company, they're also friends and sort of neighbors, even though it's not that far away from each other. So the guy made a phone call, or decided to make a phone call. I'm gonna tell you about this as soon as I load up our Tahoe on the trailer and get in the car, because we have over an hour to kill before we get to our destination, because I'm taking the car to the port. This is what happens when you do everything by yourself and you're trying to record it. As you can see, we have everything loaded up, and I'm on my way to the port in New Jersey, where I'm gonna drop this car off, and it's gonna get shipped to Ukraine. Sorry, this is another day I'm recording. It's not the same day, and I just had a small panic about that later. Anyway, I'm gonna try to continue with the story that I started telling you. So basically, the owner of the office building, one of the three owners, is the only one I'm gonna be talking about this whole time. He decided to call a building department. That's what at least I got out of this whole story. He tried to call, first he called the office where the owner of the lot is, where our cars are parked. The guy was busy, so he asked whoever picked up the phone, he asked them to take a message. The guy didn't like that. He called supposedly building department. However, I'm not 100% sure that the call was actually made to the building department. They might have made a phone call by his own people to another owner of the property, saying that they're calling from the building department to create a situation. So anyhow, the owner of the property got stressed out with that whole situation, so he called two people. One of them was me, because I'm trying to take care of the lot while I'm parking cars there, the cars that we shipping to Ukraine, and then there's another person that's also sharing that responsibility with me, but you know, we just all neighbors and friends. That guy had a lot of cars parked because he has customers and doesn't have a lot of his own space, so he brings cars to that lot and he parks them there. So now everybody is running around and trying to, well, the owner of the lot actually said, could you please move the cars from that part of the lot completely out? Now imagine, the lot had over 30 cars. Over 30 cars. Try to move it out as soon as possible. And every day there was a phone call to the owners of the property, of the parking lot. When are you going to get rid of those cars? See, if it was my lot, I would have fought it. You know, it's my private property, nothing to do with it, and so on and so forth. And all these stupid questions about when and how and what and why are not related unless you can show something that will justify you actually harassing me. However, none of that happened. This was the outcome. I had to move all these cars out. Now imagine that office building has tenants and they need to park cars, and it's so convenient to park cars right in that lot where I have my cars, because it's 2 steps and you're inside one of these offices. So guess what happened? The owner of the property said, hey, you're taking care of the property, besides everything that's going on, continue taking care of the property, you know, because you still have another parking space, you know, the way you want it. So I said, oh, you know what? From now on, Not even a courtesy, not even being Mr. Nice Guy or anything like that. Anybody parks their cars there, I'm gonna nicely ask them to move them and park them in the parking lot that belongs to the office building, which is a lot of parking. They're just not 2 steps away from the building. They a little bit further away. So if they continue, then I have all the authority to have their vehicles evacuated, which I don't want to do because I'm still friends with the other owners of the office building, and they don't approve what their partner is doing. Hey, you know, another funny story was that one of those owners, the ones that started this whole mess, he had cable guy come and do some work over there, and the cable guy simply parked his truck right there in the lot opposite of the door. And I said, no, my friend, I'm sorry, this is not their property. You cannot leave your car there. And I explained to him the situation. The guy wants to act like that. He wants to be disrespectful to his neighbors. He wants to create a problem. So I'm sorry, but you know, it's not going to be a problem for everybody and everything's sweet for him. No, it's going to be the same way. I said, please, you got to understand, but you have to move your car, your truck. So the guy is like, I understand. Yeah, I agree with you. People are stupid. Now, why would people be crappy like that to their neighbors? It's like, you know, you make a doo-doo where you live. Doesn't matter whether it's work environment, home environment, or something related to that. Now, as far as the owner, that owner of that building, that one that started all that mess, I told you earlier that he owns towing company RJT in White Plains, New York. He's friends with all the crappiest individuals that's out there. And I've been paying attention to this guy around different areas, not just because I happen to see him almost every day in that location. No, I've seen him for a very long time. Nobody in the area who's in the same business likes him at all. This is the guy who will make your life miserable. You're extremely inconvenient and unhappy just so that he can make money off of you. He will try every way possible. He treat his drivers, his employees at his towing company so low so that they want to make just anything on the side without him knowing about. They don't respect him. However, they also get bad influence from him. Sometimes he probably treat them that bad with pays and all that stuff, so they actually start treating other people around the same way, so that they can make, you know, just something, basically. People, do not be ignorant bastards like that, please. It will always come back to you. It might not come back to you when you're 20, it might not come back to you when you're 30 or 40, but it will come back to you when you're way older and you don't feel good. You're gonna feel like you're gonna need help, and that is gonna make you even worse. That will bite you in that spot where you like to be comfortable on. And we are arriving to the port. 2 more blocks, and I'm gonna be unloading our donation. This is junkyard, and we are going straight. The gate here is closed. I have to see who's what and where. That's how they unload cars here. And this is how we bring our cars here. Load it up. It's raining, it's nasty. Alright, so I dropped the truck off. The guy is taking all the notes. Hopefully he'll get to its destination soon. So the trailer is empty, the car is at location, and I'm going not too far away, but also to another location. Similar yard, but hopefully better looking than this one, where I have to pick up another vehicle. And that vehicle came from Europe somewhere. It's for somebody else who has something to do with helping us with vehicles for Ukrainian army. Anyhow, anywho, anywhere. All right, I'm gonna turn it on in a minute. There's one thing I wanted to tell you. These logistic companies, they're bad. Their management sucks. And I'm sorry, it's so frustrating. I've been dealing with these people, office people, the whole day today and previously a whole bunch of days. And the guy that's in the yard working on the forklift only probably knows 2 words in English, and he was more of a help than these smooth talkers that I have to call that sit in the office. So none for nothing, but customer service in United States is falling so low that I don't even know what to compare it to. But it is what it is, and it's gonna be getting just worse and worse. Thank you to all those people who still have some kind of morals and some kind of positive behavior to help others in this society. I hope it wasn't too much for me. All right, so this is what I'm picking up. Funny, right? This got shipped from Europe. Everything is loaded up and I'm ready to go. See? All right, let's go. Look what kind of cars they have here. Somebody's getting it shipped to something. Wow. 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 Cool. That looks like from the movie something with Travolta.